So you think you need to sell real estate on Maui or Aspen to attract second home buyers? You don't. Most agents think that their market needs to be world famous to attract dream buyers. They think if my market isn't a big name destination, then buyers are just not searching for it. But that's not true. And in today's video, I'm breaking down why buyers are not just looking for world famous destinations and how you can use the exact strategies that I used on Maui to attract second home buyers in your market, no matter where you live. And of course, this is something that I hear from real estate agents all the time. Of course you did well, Adam. It's Maui. Everybody wants to move to Maui. My market, it is not Hawaii. Or do they say, yeah, Aspen videos work. Of course, it's Aspen. I sell in a small ski area that nobody's ever heard of. Buyers are just not searching for my area. Sound familiar? Who knows, maybe you thought the same thing. But let me tell you the truth. Buyers are not just searching a famous zip code. They're not typing in Aspen or Maui just for the name alone. They're buying an experience, a lifestyle, a feeling. And every market has something that somebody dreams about, even if the rest of the world doesn't know its name. Now, when I was on Maui, of course the name carries some weight. It's Maui. People would reach out to me and say, Adam, it's been my lifelong dream to move to Maui. But here's something I realized after helping dozens of buyers on Maui. It wasn't the name Maui that sold the property. It was what they imagined their life would feel like once they lived there. And the videos that got phone calls, they weren't listing tours or market updates or videos about mortgage rates. They were the simple real life videos where I was showing people walking the beach at sunrise before anybody else was around. Just me walking barefoot on the beach while the waves were rolling in while the rest of the world was asleep. There are videos of me grabbing some poke from one of my favorite food trucks in Kihei. Nothing fancy, just a bowl of fresh ahi poke with some rice and some scallions, sitting on a picnic bench enjoying the ocean views. Or me sitting in my lanai, drinking some Hawaiian coffee, just soaking up the sun. Just talking about how amazing it was that I lived on Maui, I was sitting on my own lanai, drinking coffee that came from the next island over, just a smile on my face. Because buyers were certainly not calling me saying, we want to live on Maui because it's famous. They were calling saying things like, we want to move to Maui and live the life that you're showing in your video. They weren't buying a dot on a map, they were buying a dream that they could step into. Okay, lesson number one, identify your market's Maui factor. And here's what I mean by that. Every market, no matter how small, how unknown or overlooked it is, has something that makes people dream about living there. And the problem is that most agents don't take the time to figure out what that is. Let me say that again. The problem is that most real estate agents, yeah, you, don't take the time to figure out what it is. So they default to listing videos and market stats because they have not figured out what that special feature is. But here's the truth. It's not the fame, it's the feeling. Buyers aren't thinking to themselves, man, I want to move to a place that has 3,000 square feet and quartz countertops. They're thinking, I want to wake up and feel peaceful. I want to wake up and see the mountains. I want to see the ocean. I want to have coffee on my dock and watch the sunrise over the lake. Okay, so here's how you identify it. Ask yourself this, what are buyers experience here that they can't get where they currently live? Maybe it's no traffic. Maybe they're coming from a big city where it takes 30 minutes to go 5 miles. Maybe it's access to nature. Maybe they want to walk out of their front door and hike and fish or swim or ski within minutes. Maybe it's just some peace and quiet. Maybe they're just sick and tired of the noise and the sirens and neighbors on top of them. What's the emotional benefit that my market gives these buyers? Is it freedom? Is it adventure? Is it community? Simplicity, luxury, wellness, could be anything. And this next one is a big one. What's an ideal day look like for somebody who's living their dream here? Paint that day in your mind. Where do they wake up? What's their morning routine look like? Where do they get lunch? What do they do in the afternoons? What do their evenings look like? Okay, let's say, for example, you are in a small ski town that is not Aspen. Most likely, your buyers are not there for luxury shopping in 5-star hotels. They're there because there's no lift lines on powder days. They can grab a beer and burger slopeslide without a 2-hour wait. Or maybe it's a true mountain community where locals know each other by first names. Or maybe you're a real estate agent in a regional lake market. Your buyers are probably not comparing your town to Lake Tahoe. They're dreaming of quiet sunrise paddles without all the motorboat traffic. Maybe they're dreaming about family pontoon cruises without the overcrowded marinas. Maybe they're dreaming about dock fishing at sunset in total peace. Who knows, maybe you're a real estate agent in a lesser known beach town. They're not dreaming of Waikiki crowds. They want empty beaches on the weekdays. They want those local seafood spots that tourists will never find. Maybe they want a slower, simpler pace of life where they can just truly unwind. I guarantee that your market has a Maui factor. It might not be palm trees and ocean breezes, but someone, somebody, somewhere is dreaming about a life in your area. They just haven't seen it yet. And your job as an agent, show it to them. Because when they see it, when they can feel it through your videos, that's when they say, that's what I want. That's what I want. Can you help make it happen? Okay, lesson number 2, buyers don't just buy destinations, they buy dreams. Okay, let's break this down with real buyer psychology. When buyers are thinking about getting a second home or a vacation home, they're not sitting at their computer comparing names on a map. They're asking themselves, how will my life feel different living there? What will my days look like there? Will I finally feel relaxed, adventurous, connected, peaceful. Think about it. When we sold property on Maui, we weren't competing against Kauai or the Big Island or Oahu. I was competing with buyers staying where they are just because it was easier. I was competing against buyers choosing Lake Tahoe over Maui because they liked pine trees better than they liked palm trees, or buyers deciding they weren't ready for a second home yet because nobody truly showed them what life could be like there. And here's the part that most agents miss. Your market not being famous could be an advantage. Wait, what? Yeah, let me explain that one. Famous markets like Aspen and Maui, they have tons of competition. You have high ad spend requirements, and quite honestly, you could have lots of real estate agents doing the same content. Your market probably has fewer agents, maybe no agents doing lifestyle videos. There's probably nobody owning the YouTube search or the TikTok topic for your area. And you're more than likely to find buyers who are more loyal when they find that one agent who's showing the lifestyle that they are always dreaming about. They live in Denver, they want a mountain cabin, so they're searching Breckenridge and they're finding that everything there, luxury listings. Okay, so think about these scenarios. Let's just say there is a buyer out there and they are dreaming about living in a ski town somewhere. Then they find your video showing weekday mornings in your small little ski town. No lines, quiet slopes, friendly locals at the coffee shop. Maybe you're watching this, you're a real estate agent in a coastal beach town. There's a couple from New Jersey and they are dreaming about beach life retirement. They're looking at Myrtle Beach videos, golf course listings, beautiful drone shots. They find your video of you walking the beach at a little lesser known beach town. You're talking about daily life there, affordable seafood, and they're thinking to themselves, man, that's perfect for us. People aren't just looking for a place that they've heard of. They're looking for a place that matches their budgets, that matches their lifestyle dreams. A place that feels like theirs and not just another tourist spot. Your job is to show them what life feels like in your market. Because when you do that, and there's nobody else in your market or very few people in your market doing that one, you become the one and only choice. Not just an option, the only agent that they trust to guide them to that dream. This business, the business that you and I are both in, this is a know you, like you, trust you business. I've spoken to agents in tiny lake towns, in lesser known ski resort markets, desert communities that nobody outside the state even knew existed. And you know what? Their videos worked even better because there was no content competition. Buyers weren't overwhelmed by options. That's a biggie. And they stood out immediately as the lifestyle expert in their markets. So don't tell yourself that your market isn't good enough. It's not about fame. It's about showing the dream that someone somewhere is already dreaming of. All right, but let's make this real, because knowing that your market has a Maui factor is one thing, but implementing it is exactly what gets you calls. And here's what I want you to do this week. Okay, step number one, I want you to make a list of your market's 5 unique lifestyle experiences. This is not property features. This is not square footage or granite countertops or HOA amenities. These are moments, these are feelings, these are experiences. So ask yourself, what does a perfect morning look like here? Where would a new buyer get their coffee or their breakfast? What's the first thing that they would tell their friends about living here? What makes locals smile and say, this is why I live here? Okay, you ready? Step number 2, choose one experience and film a short, simple, authentic video about it. No drones, no gimbal. You don't need to script an entire TED talk about it. Okay, here's how you film it. Really simple. Use your phone, show the scene clearly, narrate it naturally like you're texting a friend. It's just about 6 a.m. I'm here in my fill in your blank town. I love this part of the morning. It's perfectly quiet. Nobody is up yet. Calm water, no boats yet. That mist is just lifting off the lake. This is what mornings look like here. Or this. First chair this morning, no lines yet. Days like these are why locals love living in fill in the blank my town. Fresh tracks, quiet runs, all before breakfast. Kind of see how this works? Okay, step number 3, title your video with clarity and curiosity. Forget clever fluff. What do mornings typically look like in my town? Why locals living in my market? Don't move to fill in the blank if you hate quiet beaches. Here's what living in ABC town actually feels like. You can do a video like that, right? Okay, step number 4, and with a value-driven CTA, call to action. Don't say, call me for more information. Instead, try something like this. Hey, I put together a great guide of the top 10 things you know before moving to XYZ town. You can get the link in the description down below. That positions you as a value provider and not just a salesperson. So here's why this simple 4-step plan works. It forces you to think like a buyer, not just an agent. It positions you as the lifestyle guide in your market. It builds trust before a buyer ever reaches out to you. And it requires zero fancy tech, just your expertise and authenticity. Because at the end of the day, buyers are not scrolling on YouTube thinking to themselves, man, I really hope I find an agent who has got great drone listing videos. They're thinking, I hope I can find somebody who can show me what my life would truly feel like before even moving there. Be that person. So here's what I want you to take away from today. You don't need to sell on Maui or in Aspen to attract second home buyers. Stop telling yourself that your market isn't big enough or famous enough, because here's the truth. Buyers are not just buying a destination. They're buying a dream, they're buying a feeling, they're buying an identity. They're buying a new version of their life. Your market, yeah, your market has something that someone is dreaming of right now. It might be quiet mountain mornings or peaceful lakeside evenings, endless desert sunsets. Maybe it's empty beaches where they feel like the beach is private and it's all theirs. Your job isn't to convince buyers to care about your market. Job's to show them what life feels like, to show them what locals love, to show them those little life moments that make people say, this is exactly what I want. And you become the go-to lifestyle expert in your market. Because when you do that consistently, you stop competing with every other real estate agent's listing videos, and you become the agent that buyers call before they even reach out to anybody else. If you want my exact blueprint for creating videos just like this, you can grab my free second home buyer video blueprint. I break down proven video topics that attract second home buyers, the same framework that I used on Maui that worked in any second home or vacation market, hook formulas that grab attention instantly, and script outlines that'll help you film confidently without overthinking. It's everything that you need to start creating videos that don't just get views, but they get buyers to pick up the phone and call you. My name is Adam Miller with Real Estate Video Strategy. Thank you so much for watching. Do me one more big favor. Drop a comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from.